All right, so welcome back. So today we're going to be going over what you need to actually shoot video. So the first video I showed you, just basic settings that you need to set up on your camera. I think that most people think that you just set up your camera and then you go out and you can shoot video. And that is absolutely not the case. What you're going to find out is shooting video is really expensive, because getting audio and all the other stuff that you need to shoot video costs a lot of money, especially good audio. So I'm going to show you some basics of what is out there. These are going to just be one brand. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's tons of videos out there on YouTube that you can go look and get suggestions of different type of stuff. These are just some basic starting products that are going to get you kind of in the ballpark and get you going for shooting video on your DSLR or mirrorless camera. So the first thing that we're going to look here is microphones, because let's face it, the microphones on mirrorless and DSLR cameras, they suck. There's no other way about it. They're totally useless. I would never use them, and they're not worth it. So the first thing that we have here, and this is kind of a small one, look here at this Video Mic Pro, which is kind of the general shotgun mic that's used for people starting out. And so you can see here we have our camera and we have this microphone, and this is what's called a shotgun microphone, basically. And so what it's doing is it's picking up voice or audio directly in front of the camera, not as much off to the side. This little styrofoam thing here is just wind reduction, so when you're outside. And so this is just kind of a basic outdoor, kind of on location, you're moving around microphone that you can use. And it's going to give you much better audio than what you have coming stock out of the camera. It has a little mini phone cord that will plug right into the side of your camera, and you should be good to go. This, you can see right here, it has power. So this is a powered microphone. As you move up in quality, you can still get directional microphones, but what they're going to have is they're not going to have any power. So you need something called phantom power. And phantom power is something that is going to give power to the microphone so it can actually work. And I'll show you one here in a little bit. So this is the Rode Video Mic Pro. Sennheiser has one out. I think it's called the MKE. Used to be called 400. I don't know what it is. But there's a variety of just sort of small shotgun microphones that you can stick on top of your camera, and they're going to work much better. So that is a shotgun microphone. So the next thing I'm going to go here is a company called Zoom. And Zoom makes basically recording. So let's go back here once so you can see this. And so they've got some high-end stuff, and that's not kind of what we're looking at. So here's their new H1N. This must be really new because I've never seen this. And so this is a small handheld microphone. And notice you will see on here that it has a mini phone plug where you can plug in any sort of external mic. It has an XY microphone up here, which is really, really good. However, if you're just outside, it's going to pick up sound in any direction basically that you're going to get. You can sort of, on some of these, adjust these to get a direction. You'll see if we scroll down here, and well, we'll go to it in this right now. We'll come up here for field recording, and we'll go down to, we'll just do the H5 instead of the H6. So this is a Zoom recorder, and this is one of their nicer handheld versions compared to the one you just saw was about $100, and this one I'm not sure, is it $299, $399, I'm not sure. So this has microphones, but this little thing here comes off. So you have kind of an XY mic here, but if you want to switch and use a different microphone, which they should have here somewhere. So here's some of their other microphones. So we have sort of an omnidirectional kind of microphone like if you're holding and talking in front of you. This one you can rotate, and here's your shotgun microphone. And so they have these, and they just come off and attach. So one cool thing about this is it has what's called an XLR plug, and this is XLR here. And so most audio that you're going to run into, whether it's really high end or just basic, is going to use this XLR connection versus the old kind of mini phone like little connection. So you're going to plug your XLR cable into here, and you can have another microphone. So instead of using the mic on top of this, you can get a specific microphone, and microphones can cost thousands and thousands of dollars, and you can plug it in here. And this is what's going to be your phantom power. All right, so this is going to give you the power, and it's also going to let you record. So you can see here they've hooked this up to a DSLR, and this is your XLR connection. And you could take this and route it into the camera if you wanted, or you could just straight record from here to here, and you could probably do both. So you can record and record on a chip here and also feed it into your camera. And so what you're going to do then is in post-production, when you're editing your video, you're going to take both the audio track that's shot on the video and the audio track here, and you can sync it. And most of the programs do it automatically. It's really easy. So you're going to sync your audio. And so instead of using the crappy audio from your Canon camera here, you can use your audio from your microphone. And so this is the Zoom, and they have a whole bunch of different models, anywhere from, you know, like 99 bucks and up. So awesome, awesome quality microphones. So the next step up would be using something like a wireless microphone. So one of these is going to be a receiver, one of them is going to be a transmitter, and you can see here in this case they're using a lavalier mic, and that's the type of mic that you would put on someone's collar, which is great for if you have a subject that's moving around or far away from the camera. Lavalier mics are great. So wireless microphones are really expensive, and you know, might be cost prohibitive for the beginning person shooting audio. So where they'd be great and easy to have, they can also be very expensive to use. Having a lavalier mic, they make all kinds. There's even some Chinese little crappy versions that cost like 10-20 bucks that are really good. I have one that I plug into an H1, and the sound is unbelievable off that. So getting a little mic, a lavalier mic, for the times when you have your subject close to you can work really well. You can also use a directional mic, such as a shotgun mic as well. So that's a little bit on audio. The next thing is a video tripod. Now what's cool is, let's click on this again, so this is Manfrotto, and Manfrotto makes tons of video and photo tripods, and some of you might already have a photo tripod. I actually use a photo tripod, but I will tell you it can be a pain in the neck because it's not made for swinging this arm and tilting, and your video tripod can jiggle and wiggle a lot and ruin all your video. So you can see these have a lot of extra stabilization in them. They might be just better built and set up to use video. So here we have a video head. You cannot use a photo tripod head to shoot video if you really want to do anything. Unless you're going to just let it hit the camera, turn it on, and never move it, then photo tripod will work great. But this type of video is a fluid head, and it allows you to pan and tilt, and it's a very smooth action. You can adjust this little red thing here or this here, and that will either make it spin really fast or really slow. So this is a video tripod. This is something that you're definitely going to want to get if you're going to shoot video. So there's also monitors. So this type of monitor here goes and plugs into your camera. The fact is, on the back of a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, you really can't see what you're doing. So this is a a company called iCan, and they make a little 7-inch monitor. They make a whole bunch. I just pulled this one up just for whatever. You can get them down to $340, $299. This is just kind of a mid-priced one. And so this is a video monitor. It does all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go into every aspect of what it does. One cool thing is what's called focus peaking. And focus peaking kind of changes your monitor. So it will kind of light up little lines and show you where you're focused. So one of the problems I have, I'm older, my eyes aren't quite as good. I can't a lot of times tell what I'm actually focused on. So by switching to focus peaking, it will light up the edges and let me know what's in focus and what's not in focus. So that is a monitor, and usually these plug right into your DSLR. There's different ways to set this up. I'm not going to go into exactly how to set all this stuff up. Let's see. We should be able to get the back of one of these. We'll click on that. So here, this is really cool. They come with plates. So if you have a Sony camera, it will accept Sony batteries. If you have a Canon camera, you can get it with the Canon battery plate. So when you order it, you just say whatever plate you want. You can see here it's saying includes dual Canon E6 battery plates. But you can get it with a variety of different plates that will use the batteries that you already have. One suggestion I will tell you, if you're going to shoot video, buy lots of extra batteries. You will find out that these monitors use battery power up a lot, and just shooting video drains your batteries a lot. So having a lot of extra batteries on hand is going to really help, especially if you're shooting for a while in video. They have a couple different ways to hook stuff up. So HDMI, USB. There's different ways to hook these up depending on what camera you have and what you're going to hook it up to. Basically, it's really easy. It's almost plug and play, and you turn it on and you're good to go. So that is a monitor to help you see what you're doing. Instead of using a tripod, something else that you can use is what's called a gimbal. And so most of these are motorized and powered. Now, and what it is, it's almost like a gyroscope when you think about it. You put your camera on and it will automatically balance as you walk. So there's a little motor and stabilizer in here. So as you walk, the camera's not going to be bouncing with your motion or as you move. It keeps it perfectly level or where you want. Now you can change it, so if you want to tilt it to the side or tilt it down, it will allow you to do that. And you can see they've got a variety of different ones. It kind of depends on the camera you have. A lot of these go by weight, so you can see this one right here. It works up to 4.5 pounds, so between 2 and 4.5 pounds, this little handheld gimbal stabilizer will work. And as you move up, these can get expensive. All right, their computer, they've got little motors in there, so they've got little gyros that stabilize everything. So you can spend a decent amount of money on some of these. There are some Chinese versions. Whether they work good or not, I have no idea. The last version of camera stabilization, so you'll see Glide Cam or Steady Cam. There's a whole bunch of stuff, especially Chinese brands that are out there. And this is sort of a manual system, and it takes much more time to set up. Now this isn't a DSLR in this one, but that's okay. So it has an adjustable plate right here, and it allows you to slide your camera back and forth and side to side usually. So what the plate does is allow you to help balance your camera. And there's kind of a whole process in getting your camera balanced. So it also has this little gimbal here, and this is kind of like a bearing that lets this handle go around in 360 degrees, and then this is hinged here. And you can usually slide this up and down sometimes to help balance your camera. Sometimes it's in a fixed position. It kind of depends on the different unit. And then down here you have a series of weights, and you can put the weights there or the weights here. You can take weights on and off. And so what you're trying to do is balance your camera so that when you hold it, it doesn't tilt forward, it doesn't tilt back, and wherever you move it, it stays perfectly balanced. It takes a little bit to balance the camera, but once you got it, you're pretty much good to go. And like before, you know, if you have like a video monitor or microphone, you want to make sure you put that on there as well before you balance it, because if you put it on afterwards, it's going to change everything, and then you have to rebalance it. The kind of crappy thing with these is if you change a lens, like you're shooting with a 50 and you want to go to a 35, a lot of times you're going to have to rebalance this. These can be much cheaper. You can get these down to like 60, 70 bucks if you get the Chinese versions. So these are glide cams, and just a different way to stabilize your video. Some of the mirrorless ones are coming out where they have some sort of optical stabilization built into the cameras. But basically, if you want to shoot video, you're going to need a tripod, a gimbal, or a glide cam like this to get smooth video, unless you're purposely trying to not do that. So these are just a few suggestions of other items that you're eventually going to need to shoot video. If you have any comments or questions, you can leave those below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.